Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Franco here, and I am back with another Clash of Clans video today. And I apologize for my previous videos. There was a little bit of a delay from my audio versus the visual, but I think it is fixed now. And hopefully you can kind of tell with this video. But what I wanted to show off today was our current war that we're in right now, and we perfect ward across the board, and that's really not what this video is about. So what this video is how we are able to defend from getting perfect ward ourselves. So I guess the main thing is the enemy team just ran out of attacks and they just couldn't finish up this number 3 guy. And before I show that 99%, I did want to show the amount of defenses that this person took. So I'm not really sure if you can actually check the. Oh yeah, you can defenses. So there were 6 attacks done on Mei Mei's base here, and Mei Mei isn't even our number 1, but it looks like their number 3 was actually their strongest attacker, and he went on 1-2, and then was like, "Hey, rest of the clan, you guys got to clean up this shit," and nobody could, which is just so sad to see, especially as like a clan leader, like to see the strongest person do everything they can, especially like if you are the leader and you attack 1, 2, and 3 star it, and then number 3 below just can't get finished, and you're just like, oh, there's not much more I can do, which hasn't happened in my clan in a while because I am not the top person by any means anymore. I'm number 8. I don't really even 3-star that high anymore. But so we had 6 defenses against Mei Mei's base here, and I think just one of the first ones, it might have been super early on, to be honest. I don't want to scroll too far back on it, but we can just watch some of these. So this was the first one that went through on it, and everybody from this clan just kept going with different approaches on this Root Rider Valkyrie on this base, and most of them revolved around this siege barracks, and it was kind of funny, like, some of them were way more successful than others, and they had, like, the exact same approach, and I'm just like, damn, Root Riders are very just, like, luck-based, and it kind of makes me think that they aren't actually the new meta in Town Hall 16 anymore, because so many bases like this one, I'm not really sure if I can provide the base link. I know a lot of people sometimes when I make videos like this on a very heavy defensive layout, like they're like, what's the base link? And this isn't my base, so I can't really copy it. I don't think there's a mechanic like that in the game. But you can just manually copy it because I'm sure you'll see where all the traps are in this video, and the layout here too. But the main thing that I think is helping us out is we have been going with, I think, the new meta of clan castle troops. So you drop 2 ice golems and a dragon, and the reason you want to use this is, one, the ice golem slows down the root riders and everything else in the area significantly, and you can have triple ice golem, but what's the point of slowing them down if there's nothing firing at them, nothing damaging them? So that's why you have the 1 dragon. Is the 2 ice golems is 30 housing space, and then dragon 20. So that's all you can put in. It's kind of like a perfect match, and I love when it's like an even thing, because when you do like 5 archers, 3 ice golems, like, oh, like the archers don't really do much, and what do they distract for like half a second? But the ice golems do distract for a little while, and if you can have it timed up perfectly, I'm not sure if it happens in one of the attacks here. The dragon and the ice golems are encountered by just the king, no queen, no air targeting troops, and if that happens, I think you have the perfect setup for these clan castle troops. So like, even if it isn't the perfect setup, like what happened here in this base where the root riders and the archer queen attacked and they just went through some of the ice golems to the dragons, you still provide a little bit more damage than I think you would get with triple ice golems. Maybe a little bit less, but it's pretty comparable to triple ice golems versus the time versus the damage output. But let's check out the next replay here. But what I was saying is, then if you run the risk of having the perfect scenario happen, and if the perfect scenario happens, it's just way more lucrative in the terms of like how much damage output you can give. Wait, let me scroll through here for the next one. Yes, the next one was by their number 11. I think this is a pretty weak approach. Or actually, this one was a Super Archer Blimp attack. And I'm not sure. This might have been one that just failed instantly. No, this was a real Super Archer Blimp attack. Okay, so he's going in. Honestly, that's a pretty nasty spot to launch a Super Archer Blimp, because you can take out Eagle, Monolith, no scatter shots though, but I think he also actually ends up getting this Inferno too. Yeah, I was watching this one live before, and that is so much value out of the Super Archer Blimp. Like that, I think you should be able to 3-star this base if you were Town Hall 16. Oh, and he is Town Hall 16. Yeah, what am I saying? But he decides to separate the king and the queen up top here, which I actually don't like. I like when I do the Super Archer Blimp to keep the king and the queen both with the dragons, because if you think about it, like, what's the point of cleaning up the far side? You're not going to time fail using the strategy, or you can sometimes, but that's not the main concern. The main concern is the power here. And if they would have the king and the queen clean up the sides, maybe more of the dragons would have gone towards the center here, and actually would have pushed further through the base then. And what's the problem of leaving some trash buildings on the end there? Like, it's not like I said, like, time not really an issue. And if you really think time is an issue, just bring a couple archers to clean up the trash buildings. You don't have to sacrifice two of your main heroes there. So honestly, that one wasn't really on the base. I mean, it kind of was, because the base still defended with getting a lot of value out of the Super Archer Blimp, but it was just kind of on the attacker there. And then we have their number 5, which is probably one of their first legitimate attempts. So he goes in with Root Riders and Electro Titans. I kind of like how much of variety we're getting against this base here. And it just kind of shows, like I was saying, like, Root Riders aren't as overpowered as they used to be. So this guy's he's going with Super Archer Blimp and Root Riders. But like I was saying, like, with the Clan Castle troops that I have here, you're running the risk of, like, the worst thing happening. The queen gets separated, and this dragon will just fry your Root Riders in combination with these ice golems. And I think so many clans and so many people and so many bases are trying to counter Root Riders that they actually aren't even that viable anymore, because this is a maxed out Town Hall 16. He has the hero potion, he has the troop potion. I guess he just has shitty equipment. Oh yeah, he has really shitty equipment. I don't know what he's doing with this equipment. So honestly, maybe it just comes down to the equipment at that point. But then I'll show a replay later that kind of makes me think that it isn't even the equipment. So, like I was saying, like, I think it's a bad term to say it's not the new meta anymore, but it's it's not wrong to say that it's not as powerful as it used to be. I think it is still the new meta, because the meta basically means that everything is trying to counter that attack because it's the best attack in the game, which is still true, but I think it allows the opportunity for more different attacks to come through, because a dragon and 2 ice golems really isn't doing much against someone with Super Archer Blimp. And also, I'm not really sure how base design works. I'm not a base builder at all, like at all. But I feel like this base has to be countered against Root Riders based off how many times it's defended them so well. And if you just have a bunch of bases trying to counter the same strategy over and over and over again, which is what's happening, the attack strategy is actually going to lose a lot of its power. So, I mean, that's clearly what's going down in these replays here. So we just watched the number 5 and then the number 2 here. So I was like, hey, this is one of their last chances. Their number 2 here is going with the Super Archer Blimp Root Rider. Oh. Wait. Yeah, Super Archer Blimp Queen Charge Root Rider. Sounds like he's doing a lot of things at once. And he goes in with the Blimp, uses the Warden ability. I don't know how I feel about using a Lava Hound and the Warden ability. And it ends up... Oh, he ends up getting the archers really deep into the core. But I think this guy just really didn't know what he was doing and misplaced the invisibility spell, and there's no Super Archer. So there's no point in even watching that replay, honestly. But then I think one of the last attacks here... Yeah, so the number 8 had the best shot against this base, and they just went in with good old reliable Siege Barracks in the corner, Root Rider Valkyries, and to put on top of that, I think the only reason this failed is the fact that the Royal Champion had the Diggy versus the Spirit Fox. If they had the Spirit Fox on the Royal Champion, I think the Royal Champion literally wipes out half the base at Town Hall 16. And obviously this guy is Town Hall 15, so he's not able to actually take out... he's not able to actually use the Spirit Fox. So I think that is a huge disadvantage. And it almost makes me think that Root Riders... Well, I was just talking with Guardy in the chat before this, and he was like, oh, like, he tried to use them. He doesn't really know what he's doing yet, like, how you have to funnel, like, slightly but not too much, and he dropped in on the corner. Root Riders you kind of want to, like, put on the side and everything. And I was like, yo, honestly, like, I don't really know if it's in the new meta based off, like, how people are defending it, like, whatever reasons I said before. And I was like, and, like, I don't really think they're that powerful at Town Hall 15 anyway. Like, I know, like, it is one level, and it might not make that much of a difference, but really, the Spirit Fox on the Royal Champion, I think, makes such a difference. Like, she's already dead, and at this point... Wait, she's dead, right? Yeah. And at this point, she would make such a... Oh, no, she's right there, But at this point, it would make such a difference if the Spirit Fox were alive. The Royal Champion would be sweeping through the base at this point with probably more health, and she already had to use the ability too. And also the extra level on Root Riders can't hurt, and the extra level on all the heroes. But as I was telling him that I don't think it's the best attack strategy at Town Hall 15 is stronger at Town Hall 16, I see this one happening live, and I was like, kind of bit my tongue. I was like, wait, actually, you know what? They're actually still very, very, very powerful at Town Hall 15, considering how well this attack went against, I think, a fully maxed out Town Hall 16, despite me looking right at a not maxed out Hidden Tesla there. And well, yeah, his Phoenix is level 10 here, and the King is maxed out. I wonder if the King does not have max equipment, and you have to wonder if the King had max level equipment, would have this have went through? And it kind of made me counter every point that I was saying that Root Riders aren't the new meta, and they're not that good at Town Hall 15, because the Town Hall 15 is almost able to kill a maxed out Town Hall 16. And it might have happened if he would have just had the full equipment levels. And like, that's just how this attack strategy goes, and it's very like back and forth too, like most of my opinions in this game, because then we see this is the final attack of the war. They had no remaining attacks except for their number one guy, and he goes in with the exact same approach. And you might be thinking, how did he fail? We can even look at his equipment. So the equipment's higher across the King on both levels. The Queen, a little bit questionable, the healer puppet. I think that's probably still a smart choice. Maxed Warden and just max default for the Royal Champion, but he does not have the Spirit Fox of the Royal Champion, which I think is actually the game changer in this. And he decides to let the funnel create a little bit longer than the previous attack, which I don't really know how I feel about that. It's a little bit boring. The P.E.K.K.A.'s going in, the Wizard's getting fried, and then uses some Valkyries to funnel a little bit, and then creates a little bit tighter of a Root Rider approach near the top, almost to make them spread out more. Like, if anything, you would want to keep these buildings off to the side so that the Root Riders sweep around this upper left side, I think. But I guess not, and I think he should have used, the Warden ability right there. But then it makes you, like, you see an attack like this that's almost identical to that Town Hall 15 attack. Uses Root Riders and Overgrowth, classic, but it just does way worse. So, it's kind of complicated, and I don't really know where I stand on Root Riders and everything, and how powerful they are or aren't. But I just think it's really cool how much this base defended, and how we actually ended up winning the war. Well, I know the war isn't over yet, but if we take a look at the war log, which I will after this replay, you can see that there's no attacks left who haven't already attacked the number 3, and it basically came down to this attack, and I was like, right about here, I was like, he has a Rage, 2 freezes, just use one there, King approaching the Town Hall. I was like, there's no shot that this guy doesn't 3-star. And then I realized, like right about here, I was like, wait, King might not even take the Town Hall. Queen's about to die. I was like, no way, where did all of his troops go? And then I kind of realized, like, yeah, like, that's just how powerful the Spirit Fox is on the Royal Champion, because right about here is where the Royal Champion will hopefully be the last troop alive and be just sweeping through the base. And this one P.E.K.K.A. hacking away at some skeletons, spoiler alert, is not going to defeat the base. And he dies right here, and that was the last attack of this war. And here's the enemy team. The enemy team attacks here. Yeah, so their number 1 and their number 9 attack number 3, and they have no attacks other than the number 36, 42, 45. So nobody else is really going to be able to attack the space. We actually ended up winning. Well, are going to end up winning, and it makes me kind of happy because I was like, it's so disappointing. We were only on a 3-war win streak to already have a double perfect war, and I actually don't think we've ever double perfect war in our history, at least in this war log. And I think back further than this, double perfect war would end the war streak, and I don't think we did that either. So we are yet to actually double perfect war, and the one loss we got perfect war, but we didn't perfect war ourselves, so we got kind of unlucky. And I'm glad to keep the war streak alive, because if we had just a tie, I would be like, dude, to maintain the war win streak with just a 3-war streak, it's just like kind of pointless. Like, I don't want to be getting perfect war already. And I am going to keep sticking with that clan castle combination because I think it is super deadly. And I even think one of the people from the enemy clan was in our chat. Or not in our chat. Actually, I forgot. This clan actually cheated too. They joined our clan at the beginning of the war, and we're like, 2 of them joined for like 5 minutes and left. And someone was like, oh, we got clan war cheaters. Like, what are we going to do? And I was like, you know what? Let them cheat. I don't care. I'm so confident that we're gonna perfect war every time. Like it doesn't even matter. And as I say that, they actually almost end up perfect warring us back, which is kind of why you don't want clan war with league cheaters. Um, so that is kind of annoying how we ended up beating the cheaters too, and then they almost beat us because of that. Maybe, who knows? But at that point, like at the end of the war, there the cheating doesn't really even matter because they like already attacked the base multiple times, know where all the traps are, know all the clan castle troops. Like it doesn't really even matter at that point. I don't know why clans even cheat, um, but I forget. I think I was saying something about. Actually, yeah, I'm losing my train of thought. But Charizard here is going in with one of our cleanest attacks, and this guy is like 4,000 more stars. I know I already covered him in one of the videos. Oh, like I was saying, I now remember what I was talking about. I was talking about, yeah, and one of the guys from the enemy clan was in the YouTube comments, like, oh, we're gonna beat you and everything. And it's actually kind of funny that the enemy clan is actually finding my YouTube videos and watching them. So when I give away all these little tips and stuff about how, like, we use in the clan castle, like, they can watch that and probably beat us pretty easily. So if you actually want to cheat more, like, and the clan has a YouTube description, like, wouldn't you think it would be a little bit easier just to watch the YouTube or something rather than joining the clan and actually cheating and like not being like hidden at all? But I don't really know. I mean, hey, I'm just trying to plug my YouTube channel, I guess. Not really, but so our Charizard guy here, like I was saying, is very strong attacker. He goes in with a Warden Walker, which I think is, like I said, like another attack strategy that kind of counters like this Root Rider meta and everything. And especially if you have this Fireball maxed out, like you can just take a giant chunk of the face with like one spell, with an Earthquake spell and the Warden ability, which is actually bananas. And then you just go through with the heroes for the rest of the base here, and that's exactly what he does. Like this is like the no army attack strategy kind of, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I think this is a very reliable attack strategy that he uses. He poisons up in the upper corner. But yeah, I think that's it for the video. I don't want to make it too long. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.